On this edition of Norse Access, there will be a refreshing introduction to the organization Water and a visit from Samuel T. Phillips. You're watching Norse Access. My first guest is the founder and president of the student organization Water. I welcome Vincent Cunningham to the set of Norse Access. Thanks for coming on.
I'm happy I'm here.
Now, first of all, tell me, what is Water?
Water is a performing arts program, and the name stands for what's actually an acronym: Writers Accessing Their Entertainment Righteously. And our purpose is to challenge performing arts, people who enjoy performing arts, from dancing, singing, all spoken word, even rap.
So how did you go, what was the process of creating this organization? How did you recruit people and get an audience?
Well, with anything, you got to make sure you put a name on it, because it cannot exist without a name. So I came up with my friend Dominique Williams, who's running for SGA. Vote Dominique.
Nice little plug. Okay.
We spent the night talking about it. I told her my idea. I told her what I wanted the name to be, Water, and then she said, well, what's the acronym going to be? So we worked together, and we finally came with Writers Accessing Their Entertainment Righteously. So it's been golden ever since.
Now, I understand, is it every other week or every week you do themes? You have themes.
Right.
And you ask the participants to create their art form around that theme.
Right.
Tell me a little bit about that idea.
Okay, well, basically it works like this. Every other week we meet up on Thursdays at 5 p.m. and artists will incorporate a different theme. For instance, one of our themes were love. So whatever form of art you enjoy, singing, dancing, acting, you incorporate love within it. So you might sing a song about love, dance to a song about love, rap about love, that's how it works.
Now, you did another one, Swagger?
Yes.
Am I saying it correctly? I'm
Swagger.
Sorry.
You got it right. Swagger.
Okay.
With an A, not an ER.
Swagger.
Yeah, Swagger.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that was a big hit. I want to be diverse with my topics, and Swagger was one of the diverse topics too, because swagger is like a level of confidence you have, and it's like how you carry yourself. So, and I know a lot of people got swagger, so that's why.
Do I have swagger?
Oh, yes.
Awesome, thank you.
Rocking that purple, come on now. Hey, you got it. So, yeah, that's how we pretty much work.
All right, so have you collaborated with any other organizations, or would you like to do some more collaborations?
Actually, we have. One of the organizations collaborated first was Alpha Phi Fraternity. That was actually for our informational. We had a open mic night with Zeta Phi Beta sorority. And our last program is going to be a talent show, and we have a collaboration with the NPHC. It's going to be hot because we actually going to have a special guest from taking the stage.
Oh,
so, yes.
Who is that going to be?
I'm sorry, you got to come.
Is it a secret?
Yeah, it's kind of secret. You got to come and see. So,
okay.
And we got a lot of other talented people from Cincinnati coming to perform.
Great.
So
when is this going to be?
April 30th at 5 p.m. in the multi-purpose room.
Okay.
It's $1 admissions. And if you don't have $1, bring a canned good, and all canned goods go to the Free Store Food Bank. So
that's good.
We're killing two birds with one stone, having a fundraising at the same time, doing community service. Because we're in a retention, and a lot of people need food. So just by God's grace, I'm in my situation. So.
Right. Now, you said it's in the multi-purpose room in the student union.
Correct.
Okay, great. Now, how do you balance being a president of an organization and also doing your coursework?
Well,
how does that happen?
It's far from easy, but I make sure I implement time management into my lifestyle, because without time management, it's just you waste time. You can waste time by sleeping, or you just dawdling. So I make sure that I have a to-do list. I have an Excel sheet where I actually have my daily plans. It's very complex, but I make sure that I schedule what I'm gonna do every half an hour. So you gotta do what you gotta do.
Now, as far as getting people to perform, do you hold auditions, or are people just welcome to come in and sign up?
Oh, people are welcome to come and just come in and perform, because I don't want people to feel that intimidated by having an audition and all that stuff. It's not like we're on a TV show or whatnot. It's actually for people to be able to have an outlet And if you got to go through all that, it don't feel like an outlet. So that's why we just let people come as you are, you know, make sure whatever performance you do incorporates the theme, and you just, you know, vent. So.
Now that leads into my next question. Why do you feel it's important for students or people in general to have a creative outlet?
Oh, well, in the times we live in, war, hunger, family, relationships, it's like we need some place to vent. You know, we gotta have just something just to let go. And by my program doing that, it's just helping people avoid from venting other ways. Either you're gonna vent positively or it's gonna be a negative way. So that's our goal, because like I said, the times we live in is very stressful and we have to vent somehow, some way. So.
Now, who are some artists that you look up to who are in the performing arts? Like who do you look up to in that field?
We talking about nationwide, like celebrities.
Either way.
Well, I look up to T.I., Beyonce. I also look up to P. Diddy, because I want to work in the music business and be like a producer. And by me doing this is also helping me because I'm dealing with different artists. Because even though they're students, they're also artists. And I'm just getting that firsthand experience. So when it's time for that to happen, I'll be prepared.
Wow, so we have a future P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Sean Combs
you know,
in the studio. That's great.
Welcome. Yeah, yeah, kind of, sort of.
Okay, now this is your freshman year?
Yes.
Right? Okay, where do you see water up to your senior year?
Being diverse and having dynamic topics like we have now, and just able to just be nationwide eventually. I really picture it being like that because I have friends at UC who's interested in it also. So I'm in talks with them, possibly opening a chapter there. So, you know.
All right. So do you have a fan page or anything like that?
We
like
actually have a Facebook page and
okay.
a MySpace page. Our MySpace page is www.myspace.com/water_2009, and our Facebook page is water, then quotation mark, sorry. No, comma, sorry. Writers accessing their entertainment righteously. Okay. But you can also go to the ICS page and just look us up, and we have a link to both. So.
Great. Okay. Now, for these upcoming events that you're throwing, are you going to get up there and do anything, or are you going to grace the stage?
I'm thinking about it, but it's like my time has been very limited, and with just songwriting, that's one of my talents. It just doesn't appear. You got to actually set time aside to really focus on it, and I really haven't had that much time to do it. But the summertime, I'm gonna make sure I make a few songs, you know.
Great.
Chart toppers, you know.
All right. Well, thanks so much for coming on and being a guest on Norse Access, and I wish Water the best.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. We're going to take a quick break, but first, let's take it this week's Man on the Street segment. This week's Man on the Street questions are you a Mac or PC person? And also, what was the last album you bought or downloaded? Okay, are you a Mac or a PC user?
A PC user.
It doesn't, whatever's available to me through the resources on campus.
PC user, you can do more with them.
I'm a PC person.
I'm a Mac person.
What was the last album that you bought or downloaded?
Oh, wow. Probably had to be Celine Dion.
Beyonce. Sasha Fierce.
Yeah. Welcome back. My next guest is NKU student and spoken word artist Samuel T. Phillips.
Hey,
thanks. Welcome to Norse Access.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Now, first of all, tell me about your interest in spoken word.
Spoken word is kind of a new thing to me. I started writing poetry when I was pretty young, but for the past, I guess, year and a half or so, I just started remembering my stuff a lot and just going to all the spoken word spots and open mics and just really losing myself within the audience and like in my words and just getting high on that.
Oh, that's cool. Now tell me about the New York BOK tour.
Oh man.
What's that about?
Well, it all started as just a trip to New York. I was working with Frank X. Walker. He's a professor here and a fantastic poet if you haven't read him. But I made up some kind of like independent study and went to New York and stayed with my friend, Chet Patiller. He's a fantastic artist. And pretty much just went to open mic over in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, and just got out of my element, because usually I'm performing here in Kentucky and it's totally different out there. So yeah.
Were you nervous going into those places? And
absolutely. It's you get a lot more booze out there.
Oh, good booze.
But you have to know I guess when you're going out that way, it's like you have to know, what you're doing. And, you're a lot more nervous, and if you mess up, not all places are like this, but everybody's had the experience of just totally blowing it and losing your words. But yeah, it's nerve-wracking sometimes, but I've gotten used to it.
So how long were you actually in New York?
I stayed for the entire month of July, and just pretty much in the past I went to New York 4 times and just stayed for like a week and did all the tourist type stuff, and but this time I got to stay and just really get to live and be a part of the neighborhood and make a few friends here and there, and some connections within the open mics and stuff.
So where do you normally perform in the area of Kentucky when you do your spoken word?
Well, in Kentucky doesn't have too many spots for spoken word or open mic, but where I usually go is the Bean House Cafe. I run the running word there, and I do a few things there. But outside of Kentucky is usually the Greenwich Tavern in Clifton, and Baba Boudin's. So yeah.
Okay. Now, what is the running word? I've seen that on flyers for an event that's coming up. So tell me a little bit about what the running word is.
Well, first off, the running word is it's just a community of riders just trying to get together and just really come together, and just a spot for people for I guess whatever writing you're doing, poetry, short stories. If you're into writing screenplays or whatever, we're open to monologues and stuff like that. But it's just a community to get together and see who's writing what and who are the writers in the neighborhood and in the community. And we get there and we just pour our hearts out, put our bones and blood on the floor, and just let people mix it up, and just look inside of us for however long, like 2 minutes or 3 minutes, however long our poems are, whatever we got. But yeah, it's just a place for self-expression and just family, really. We have a lot of regulars that come through and we get down.
Great. Now I understand there's going to be a program on campus from Running Word called Spittin' Word?
Yeah, it's the Spittin' Word.
Okay, talk about that.
Yeah, the Spittin' Word is it's going to be an open mic. It's open to anything, just like the Running Word. It's going to be music. We got some comedians coming out, going to do some stand-up. Let's see. I mean, obviously, poetry is going to be a whole part of that, and looking for a lot of musicians to come out. So, look for all you jazz players and guitar players to come out and do your thing. But yeah, it's pretty much just going to be an open mic, just like any other open mic. It's going to be free.
What's the date of it?
It's April 17th. It's this Friday, actually.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah, so hopefully we get a lot of people to come out, have a good time. And it's going to be the first one, and I'm graduating this May, but I actually got permission from the English department to come back and continue like every month, something every last Friday to do.
Oh, wow.
Spittin' Word. So,
well,
yeah,
that should be a pretty good thing for NKU to look forward to.
Yeah, it should be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Now, when you're writing your poetry, what topics do you tend to focus on, or what inspires you to create your poetry?
Yeah, I mean, everything that surrounds me, but to be specific, I guess you'd have to start with just like things that I deal with. I'm both African American and Caucasian, and I write about a lot of hardships being both races. And then I guess there's also just like, social injustices. Like I write a lot of poetry on like all the genocide that's going on in Darfur, and just what else? Obviously, there's stuff that I write about sex and politics and just my family. So a lot lately has been my family. I write a lot about my father. He's been a huge inspiration for me in my life. So yeah.
Okay. Now you mentioned Darfur. I know that you've thrown some benefit parties lately, and I know one of them was the Darfur and for Let's Make Some Smiles.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So tell me about those.
All right. So we just had our second annual Let's Make Some Smiles party. Basically, that's I live in a pretty big apartment in Covington, Kentucky, and I keep it open for people to come in and usually get some music going, get some food going, and everything like that, and just raise a lot of money for kids who are born with cleft palate. And all the money goes toward a organization called the Smile Train, and they basically fundraise money for kids who can't afford the really cheap surgery. It's like $245 for a half-an-hour surgery to close up their face. Sometimes it's just their lips, sometimes it's their nose and everything. But Darfur, that party, that was a while ago, but
great, yeah.
It was basically just, we had a lot of people come out for that, and it was basically, wasn't fundraising money, but it was just creating awareness of the situation that's happening in Darfur and letting people what's going on in the world outside of the USA. So.
Well, that's really honorable.
Yeah.
Really good. Really quick, why do you feel it's important to have an outlet for creative expression?
Oh man,
As fast as you can.
Well, it's just, first off, it's just to get to know yourself personally, and then outside of that, just to let people know what's up with creative words. I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's
Got me on
cool.
the spot, but yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for stopping
Yeah,
by, and I
no
understand that
problem.
you are going to perform something for us in a little bit.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah? Okay, great. And it's
Right
going to
on.
be free. It's awesome.
Yes.
It's time for another break. Norse Access will be right back. And now we're going to have a special performance from Samuel T. Phillips, and he will be reciting Just Breathe.
All right. Submerged, creaking boards inside the chest tell of too many falls. Old bones dream of a time before they lost themselves in the great cracks and breaks in their bodies. I listen to them gripe and grimace, popping their papery gum with its lost flavor. These bones beneath this stretched out canvas of hair, drenched in 24 years of blood, asking the devil to bring me down. Knees tick like time bombs, exploding, shattering concrete in the will to step up, get up. God has built the heart with my Father, the impervious love from the fruit that bore me, reminding I can, I have, and will exceed from my existence. Thank you.
Well, thanks again for coming on and being a guest, and I wish you the best of luck with your spoken word.
Thank you.
Thanks again. All right, I honestly didn't think it was possible to travel around the world in 4 hours, but the International Student Union proved me wrong. ISU recently held its annual potluck dinner and talent show, and let's check out some footage provided by Information Technology and Yusuf Salam. On Saturday, April 11th, the International Student Union hosted the 18th annual potluck dinner and talent show. The Student Union Ballroom was transformed into an international bazaar with crafts and foods from all over the world. There was no need for a passport, only your admission ticket. President James Vitruva was in attendance along with the Taekwondo team. After dinner was served, it was time for the entertainment. The talent show opened with a Nigerian dance performed by NKU students. Following a performance by Imola Halilovic.
Belo dia naritosos da ver que eu vazio até aconteceu. Eu todo o que é faço existem porquê. Lisa Marie Carbert recited a poem about being a Muslim woman and the challenges that occur while wearing a hijab.
Secluding me as if I'm contagious. Out of those uneducated, ignorance. Out of their eyes, a burning judgment. Hate and confusion, they're jumping to conclusions. Cincinnati's not made for a Muslim. To some it may seem I do not belong. In no offense to no one, I choose to cover my hair.
Following Lisa's uplifting poem was a hip-hop performance that the crowd seemed to enjoy.
Next stop was to Argentina, where a duo performed the Argentinian tango. There was also a fashion show that let the audience take a look at traditional clothing from Latin America, Africa, Europe, and more. After the fashion show, there was an upbeat Senegalese dance performed by students from Withrow International High School in Cincinnati, Ohio. Student and LSA President Ana Alza Rodriguez brought the audience to Spain as she performed her traditional flamenco dance. Following, there was a tribal horn performance and a rendition of Si Te Va by Marissa Rosini. Oh, and you can't forget about the Latin dance performed by Gabriela Castillo. The program concluded with a taste of the Philippines when everyone was invited to the stage for the final performance to dance and celebrate. It was the perfect ending to top off an evening of food, dancing, and cultural expression. We can't wait to see what ISU has in store for us next year.
That's all for this edition of Norse Access. Thank you to guests Vincent Cunningham and Samuel T. Phillips. The crew of Norse Media, also a big thank you. And thank you to the Man on the Street participants. Until next time, thanks for watching. I'm Laila Hameen.
It's good, but it's not the way I want it.
Yeah, I wish we could make it look like this.